was probably like the first YouTuber to consistently make Solana NFT content, because Solana NFTs kind of started in August 21, and I started making content in September pretty actively on it. Kind of jumped on that trend and was one of the only content creators. I kind of grew a following as the NFT market on Solana grew.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show today. In the studio, it's Ragnar.
How's it going?
So happy to have you here, bro. I apologize for the amount of tests we've done. Guys, we wanted to plug in a second camera, but
it is what it is. We had some fun around the office, but
I appreciate your help and everything.
I like the techie stuff, yeah.
So how's Dubai? How come you're in Dubai?
Oh, Dubai is great. So I came to Dubai for the first time late last year, September, October, November, half of December. I was here for 3.5 months just because I have some friends that live here now. So I came to kind of visit them and also check out the crypto scene, and had a good time. So I had to come back. Obviously, we have April coming up, which is going to be a huge month here with Token 2049 and a bunch of different events, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, I came back, gonna be here for like 2-3 months, and yeah, see what's gonna happen.
Amazing. And guys, by the way, in the comment down below, you will find ItsRagnar channel, which I love. I watch all your videos, super good content. So go and check it out.
Thank you.
How have you gone from a no-coiner, as they call us, to a content creator?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't really talk about my journey much, so I need to think about it a little bit. But I got into crypto like 2020, kind of started with just investing in general finance, got interested in business and making money, saw Bitcoin, kind of just put a little bit of money into it without knowing what it was. I feel like that's how a lot of people start out.
Yeah,
and then after you invest your money, you kind of start doing some research. I kind of dove into the rabbit hole a little bit, got some Ethereum, then went into 2021, got more into the rabbit hole, started trading some Ethereum NFTs and stuff, lost quite a bit of money on it. I feel like that's also how most people start out. You need to learn those lessons. And then ever since then, I've been like pretty obsessed with it, just like researching and yeah, just being around the crypto space every single day, trying to learn as much as possible. And I've always kind of created content, been doing YouTube as a hobby for a long time. Started out with some random like gaming content, then went over to like more finance general finance content, covered like the GameStop, AMC thing when that was going on in the stock market, then transitioned more into crypto. That would have been early 2021 probably as well. And then late 2021, I think it was, or 2022, probably, no, 2021, when Solana NFTs first started. I got heavily into that, started making content pretty actively on Solana NFTs.
That's how I found your channel, by the way.
There you go. Was probably like the first YouTuber to consistently make Solana NFT content, because Solana NFTs kind of started in August 21, and I started making content in September pretty actively on it. So kind of jumped on that trend and was one of the only content creators. I kind of grew a following as the NFT market on Solana grew. We had a great Solana NFT bull run. Then everything kind of crashed. We've been through a bear market, of course. The market is coming back now. And yeah, now I talk a bit about NFTs, a bit about general altcoins, airdrops recently, all that good stuff. That's kind of my journey.
Nice, I love it. I remember Magic Eden when it launched. I was talking, they had Discord, which was kind of becoming the NFT Web3 platform of choice, which I completely hate. I don't like it. There's too much happening at the same time, but it's super valuable. You know, big communities in there. And I remember looking into Magic Eden, helping a bunch of clients back then, and there was like 15 projects maybe on Magic Eden, and people were buying just for the sake of buying. I think Solana was in the $3 region, and I remember Googling and YouTubing stuff, and your name popped up, and ever since I've been watching videos.
That's
your stuff. And where is home originally? Where are you from?
So I'm from Norway. Grew up in Norway, been there all my life until like 2 years ago when I started doing YouTube and crypto and content full time. Ever since then, I've been traveling quite a bit, been around the world a bit, met some cool people, and now I'm a bit all over the place. Yeah.
Nice.
And a lot of people actually don't know this, but like ItsRagnar is not my only channel. I also have like 5 or 6 like faceless channels, like automation channels that I run. So that's kind of my full-time gig.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats for 20,000. I think it's 22 almost, right?
Yeah, 22.
Subs, yeah, super well done. Yeah, it takes a lot, and I think if there's something I've learned, it's like consistency and patience, and just do something you love, because even just getting to the first 1,000 subscribers, and you think it's a beautiful target, but then honestly, it's hard. Keep producing good quality content and talking to good people, finding the people.
Yeah, definitely.
And thank you again for being so open to come and see the studio and have a chat.
Thanks for having me. This is sick. I love your studio, and I love seeing all the techie stuff. I got some stuff I need to learn from you, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we'll exchange. Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be an exchange.
Exactly.
For sure. All right. So now that we got your background, I mean, do you think 15,000 was the bottom for Bitcoin? What's your view?
Yeah, I think so. At least for like the foreseeable future, I don't think we'll dip down there, probably ever, to be honest. So I think that was the bottom. Yeah.
Nice. And do you see us? I know it's kind of a tricky asking because we don't know, guys, what's happening. We're just based on previous.
Not financial advice.
Exactly, not financial advice. Based on what happened before, we assume or we speculate it will happen again. But there's been a lot of first timers in this bull market. So, for example, ETF has been launched January 11. Ever since, loads of money have been going in. Yeah. We've smashed the all-time high prior to the halving. Never happened before. So again, another check. We kind of corrected finally, I would say. You know, we're kind of chilling now a little bit. But still, we are less than a month away, or kind of, I mean, it changes, a moving target, but let's call it 30 days. Yeah. In April, we'll have the halving, which means supply is going to be chopped in half. I was looking into data for the show, for the Moon Show the other day. I think it was Thursday. And I've done the math. And the amount of Bitcoin that people are buying goes almost 17 times the amount of the network supplies, produces. So the network now produces 900 Bitcoin a day, but in about a month it's going to be 450, and the institutions are scooping up a huge amount more. Yeah. So are you also seeing a potential shock in supply?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, the demand flowing in right now with these ETFs. I feel like every bull run, people are kind of saying like, okay, this time it's different. This time we're going to get like a crazy bull run. With the ETF, it might actually be different because just like a whole different group of people are coming in, and big institutions that might never kind of dump their bags. So it's very hard to predict. But yeah, a lot of demand is coming in. I don't think we're near the top yet for this bull run. Time will tell.
And I think we have not seen retail yet. I mean, how do you feel about, because when I look into, I mean, okay, for some reasons, I can see some of the people coming to put their head out, you know? Maybe when we went to the 70,000 mark or 69,000, people have, I went back on my investment. I'm even. Maybe some sold. They wanted to move out. But when you look into Google searches, and they are kind of showing up slightly, fun fact, I was looking into it, Bitcoin has gone over Beyonce.
Oh, really?
in terms of Google searches.
That's interesting.
And it's gone over Taylor Swift, which is apparently one of the most popular singer. Not my kind of music, but hey, respect. Right. And Bitcoin has gone over those two, which apparently are really popular. So we can see retail. Coinbase crashed twice, which is a good sign. But still, I don't think we have seen the FOMO.
Yeah.
Right?
It doesn't seem like the FOMO has like properly set in yet, from what I can tell as well. But I have been getting some messages from people that have not been in crypto for a long time since last bull run, now kind of messaging me, oh, like, what should I buy? Can you help me out, kind of thing. So it's definitely starting to come in, but I still think it's only the start. I think there's a lot of people yet to kind of jump in. So I think there's a long way to go.
Yeah, I also have a couple of people reaching out on LinkedIn or Facebook saying, hey, you are the Bitcoin guy, right? Are you still doing your thing? Is Bitcoin still a thing? Yeah. Do you think it's going to go higher? I'm like, guys, I don't know. I mean, I can speculate based on what I've seen before. But so, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's coming to, but we will see a huge amount of wave. Some people are selling and hey, you guys do whatever you want to do. We don't, no financial advice ever. But I think we have not seen anything yet. Yeah. So usually after the halving, there is always a correction either before or after. Yeah. And then it's a go time.
Right. Yeah, it's very hard to predict. Obviously, we've seen an all-time high way earlier than we normally do. So now the question becomes like, okay, does the bull run end also like before it normally does? Or do we have an extended cycle? It's like, again, impossible to predict with all this new institutional money coming in. Like, we've never seen anything like it before. So it's like, you can't really predict it. That's the only issue.
Yeah, that's the thing, exactly. And also, like you said, NFTs have gone, I mean, I'm a huge fan of NFTs, but not necessarily on what we have now in the market, but on the technology itself. Right. Sometimes I call it, when I speak to people like you, okay, I don't have to explain it, but maybe some of you guys watching, they're not familiar with NFTs. I like to say digital ownership, and that's how I like to build my story, which is very much needed. If you think in terms of tickets for concerts or even digital assets, we are moving into digital every day more, and we need a ownership of some sort to say, hey, I own this. Whether everything in my life is not owned by me. Like I watch movies on Apple TV, and Apple TVs offer services, you can buy them, but they're not really yours. Like Apple gives you an account, they give you access to a certain folders, but if they pull the access, you lose everything. Whether if the movie was an NFT into a decentralized network, maybe, then there's no third party required. So of course NFTs have gone in, and people still say I right click the file and I save it, but they miss the point. Like if I go to a museum and I take a photo of the Mona Lisa, I don't own the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just taking a photo of the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, so I think there is big potential in the NFT technology as well. Some people are starting to kind of utilize it for tickets and stuff. I believe Ticketmaster has kind of started doing quite a lot of tickets in NFTs, like even just on the back end without people actually knowing they are NFTs. So that's pretty cool. But I still think we haven't really seen much yet. I think these Web2 institutions, they thread very lightly, so they're like pretty scared of this new stuff. I think it will take time before they start utilizing it. But I agree that there is way more potential than what it's currently being used for, because now it's obviously mainly just speculation on digital assets, which is fair. Obviously, they're taking quite a dump right now, but we see that go in cycles, obviously. But yeah, I'm very intrigued by NFTs. I think there's big potential there.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I also think people won't even necessarily understand. It's like when you take a plane, you don't need to understand the engine size and the physics and gravity, you just fly, right? And I feel like NFTs are going to be, I have this feeling that they will change, like digital collectible, they will rebrand slightly the name, because NFT has a really bad press at the minute. So I don't know if you've seen, I follow a YouTuber called iJustine. She's awesome. And she did I think it was Cryptoys. She's done a video. Okay. And she did not mention once NFTs. Oh, really? It was digital collectibles. Right. Digital collectibles for the entire video, which was really nice, by the way. She was explaining you can go and purchase yourself one of those. She didn't say blockchain. She didn't say NFTs. She said, oh, those are digital collectibles. And I think that was on purpose. Yeah, definitely. I think, NFT and crypto and blockchain, all these words have kind of a bad stigma around them from people that are not involved. So digital collectibles, that's something people kind of can get. Okay, it's collectibles, but it's digital. It's very easy to understand. So I think that's definitely the way to go. The average person, I don't think they care much about decentralization and ownership. Not really. I don't think so either. I mean, it's the same thing for me whenever I want to buy a plane ticket or something. I don't really give a crap how it works on the back end, as long as it works, as long as I'm able to get my ticket and jump on the plane, I'm happy. So I think that's how most people look at it. And when it comes to like banking, like people can open a bank, they don't have to understand how it works, how money works. As long as the bank works, that's all they need. Yeah, that's a really good point. Actually, it took me a self-journey or self-discovery journey into understand what is money, right. There's a book called Bitcoin Standard, which is probably this one of theirs, which I recommend it to everyone. When they ask me about crypto, I was like, please read that book, because money, it is not what we think it is. All right. And like you said, people are actually okay. The idea, when I speak to normal people, they are not as plugged in as maybe we are. And I try to explain them, your money are not in the bank. Yeah. Like the bank does not have your money. They struggle to understand. What do you mean? The bank well, they don't have it. They just do stuff with it. Yeah. As well as FTX. They've done some shady stuff, because when you deposit the asset, they give you a promise. Say, I have it. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. It's like Da Vinci gave an example on the debate with Peter Schiff, which was awesome. And he said, when you go to a club or a restaurant or a bar, you get your jacket, and they gave you a plastic chip, saying, okay, this token represents your jacket, but it's not, because they have the jacket, and you don't own the jacket anymore. And Peter was saying, no, you own the jacket. No, you own a token. This is very different. Right, yeah. That's a good example. It's a good example, right? Because it means, okay, you have a promise, but then what happens is you go to court, you sue them, they will give you back the money, They will give you a fiat value, but the jacket has gone up in price. Like imagine people that have lost Bitcoin in 2012, 2013, and I'm one of them. You know, I didn't have custody. I was telling you the story earlier, and I had the option to. So basically, long story short, I had some crypto, some Bitcoin into a platform which I shall not name, and one day to another, they decided not to allow people to withdraw their Bitcoin. So I've lost custody, and I couldn't get them. So then I went to a lawyer, and she said, well, you can fight for this thing. You probably win, but they're going to repay you the value of dollars.
Yeah.
And if you count my time in court, the fee of the lawyers, and all my time lost to get back whatever, it's not worth it. You know what? It's okay. Because they wouldn't pay what it's worth now. They would pay what it was worth then.
Yeah, exactly. I have some friends that are involved in like the Celsius lawsuit as well, and it's the same thing there. Like they're getting paid out the value they had at the time that Celsius went down, and not like 4x the amount it's now worth, even though like that's what they kind of should get. But you know, that's how the world works, I guess.
Exactly. That's why, guys, you need to be careful whenever someone is offering you some sort of a return gains, and you know you can, but be mindful you will lose custody, which is the most important thing. Like to gain what, 10% a year? I mean, Bitcoin has done 70 in 3 months alone. So. But I also understand the struggle from someone who has not seen crypto, and they have to think about, okay, so how do I? What is a seed phrase? I mean, what is a wallet? How do I do it? And then what if I lose the words? You know, it's kind of stressful.
Yeah, no, it can definitely get kind of stressful for normal people. Like if you just want to buy some Bitcoin and forget about it, kind of thing. It's a lot easier to just do it on an exchange or with an ETF or something where you don't have custody yourself. So I get why people do that as well.
Tempting, no?
Yeah, it is.
And you mentioned Solana earlier. So do you have any favorite or any coins you... I mean, we don't have to go into your portfolio per se, because I know it's very personal, but is there anything you specifically like?
I mean, I've loved Solana for a long time. Solana is still my biggest bag. Got into Solana in like 2021, rode it all the way up to 250, took some profit, but held most of it all the way down to like $8 again after FTX crashed. Bought some more down at like $20 or something. Now obviously close to $200 again, which is pretty nuts. It's been pumping a lot the last few days, which is great. So I really love Solana. So much going on in Solana right now with meme coins and airdrops. The volume, it's breaking all-time highs in volume every single day. It's just a lot going on right there. So Solana is probably my favorite.
I was surprised by Solana, to be honest. I mean, I loved when it came out. I was invested into it. I've helped people launching a bunch of NFT collections, which was really cool. And then when the FTX happened, I thought, okay, that's it. Solana's gone. You know, because they had a huge amount, and they didn't have a chain failure in a year. It's gone down in February for 5 hours. And I was impressed by two things. One, the price didn't move. That's suspicious to me, because that means, I don't know, something is shady. I mean, Solana is kind of centralized. I mean, at this point, everything is centralized besides Bitcoin. I mean, even Ethereum with proof of stake versus proof of work. You know, proof of work, you have to be putting the work. Proof of stake, you just need to hold it. So there is a difference there. But everything is like this besides Bitcoin. So I get it. Solana is super fast. When I remember using it, I was like, holy, coming from Ethereum, super expensive fees. And Solana is just like, it works immediately. But then they have those outages, and I actually collect all of them, and I was shocked to see how many. And we didn't have outages for a year, but then it was a bear market. So nobody was using it. So now I wonder, would I want to invest into a chain that goes down? But also I like their approach. And by the way, I do have Solana in my portfolio. So I like their approach, which is we're going to break as we go. I like that. But at the same time, I was surprised by the fact that when the chain was down, nobody has done anything. Like as soon as it went back up, I was expecting a drop in price. Because I mean, come on, like a blockchain has to run, right? If it breaks everything. But nothing has happened. And I was actually surprised.
I feel like people kind of are used to it at this point. Well, they kind of know it that, okay, Solana has broken down multiple times before. That's kind of just a thing that might happen on it. But right now, Solana seems stronger than ever. Like just yesterday, they broke all-time high in volume, doing over $3.5 billion in volume across the chain. That's as much as Ethereum, if not more. that Ethereum is doing across its chain, so pretty crazy numbers, and it's working just fine. So that's really promising to see. So they're always kind of getting better. And as I said, the user experience is just on another level compared to Ethereum. Ethereum gas fees right now are absolutely nuts. I tried to just claim some airdrop tokens, had to pay $150 in gas, unusable.
Even Phantom, sorry to jump in, Phantom is so much nicer than, I mean, MetaMask. When I compare the experience,
100%.
And I remember a friend of mine said, hey, I'm sending you some Solana. This was like back then. It was so fast that I was like, are you kidding me?
Right.
And I think one of the reasons why it's fast is because it's, quote, more centralized, right? So there is a good thing and a bad thing in being centralized a little bit more. One of these is speed, right?
Yeah, you kind of have positives and negatives on both sides, I feel like. With Solana, it definitely started out very heavily VC backed, so VCs had a lot of tokens. I'm not sure exactly the percentage right now, but I'm not sure if the centralization argument is as valid now as it was like 3 years ago. It's getting a lot more decentralized every single day, and end of year they're bringing their second validator client on the network, which will make it even more resilient as well as more decentralized. So that will be a pretty big deal as well, the Fire Dancer validator client. So yeah, just like Solana, I think it's pretty good. People seem to enjoy it. Meme coins are going crazy on Solana right now. A lot of people that have never used Solana, a lot of my friends that have been like ETH Maxis or whatever, are now coming over to Solana because that's where all the attention is right now. We've seen hundreds of millions of dollars of stable coins inflows into Solana these last few weeks, just because obviously where attention goes, money flows.
Really, Marcel, plus I don't think the average person would care, to be honest. They don't care about centralized. Yeah. It doesn't, honestly. Right. You have a small percentage of people, they look into these things. They might be maybe someone who has my profile, who, I mean, like I told you in the beginning, I'm a Bitcoin guy. Right. It's majority of my portfolio. And I think the longer you are in the blockchain universe, the more I think you are going to be gravitated towards Bitcoin, because everything else is like temporary or replaceable.
Right.
Whether Bitcoin is one, there is a fixed supply, and that's what attracts me most about it. But in terms of everything else, like what the users want, scalability, building, DeFi, we will see a sea of products coming out. And I don't think Ethereum is going to have it all. There's going to be a chunk in Ethereum, a chunk in Solana, a chunk into something else. It might be the Cardano, the AVAX, whatever. You know, there's going to be a new token coming up. Yeah. You know, we have those layer 2 now built with Dencun. Fees are 20 times cheaper. So they're going to foster a space for companies to build. Solana will have ecosystems. There's going to be a chain preferred for gaming. Yeah. An open space where multiple brands and companies are going to build multiple products and services.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's one chain that will get like everything. Some chains are better for certain things. Some chains are better for other things. And there's a lot of money in the ecosystem, so many people can and many chains can thrive at once. So I don't think Ethereum will take everything. I don't think Solana will take everything. It will probably be a mix.
Yeah, I agree. Do you see any trends specifically for the next maybe 20 months?
Yeah, so AI and deepen has probably been like the biggest trend these last few months, and I honestly think that will continue. Seems like AI still has that hype around it, and I do think AI tokens will perform very well for the rest of the year at least. So I'm looking into AI tokens and deepen most heavily probably.
I have altcoins. I've got Solana. I've got some. I mean, Chainlink is probably the second largest besides Ethereum. Yeah. Ethereum is my second largest, but Chainlink is probably my third largest, and then it has to be Cardano, and I think Solana is up there somewhat. But this is as far as I go. I don't have much more. I like to keep a small agile portfolio with maybe less than 6 coins. Yeah. But I think you can play the market in so many different ways. You can play maybe like a short buy, or you can trade even actively. I don't honestly trade. I got slapped left and right when I tried back in the days. Not happening anymore. So I think if you want to build a long-term portfolio, you have to invest in some of those blue chips, right? And by the way, no hate, guys. There is over 20,000 coins out there, so but there is too many.
Yeah, there is too many. You can't own everything.
Exactly, and I like to have a small kind of portfolio. I don't know if you would agree on.
Yeah, I feel like one of the biggest mistakes people make when they first come into crypto is that they spread themselves too thin, so they get like 50 or 100 different tokens, but like they're all so small value. So it's better to do some more research, focus on like 5 to 10 coins, maybe have like a fairly small portfolio, I feel like, but pretty heavily invested into those coins instead. I mean, that's my strategy anyway, and then I have like a small part of my portfolio that I trade some meme coins with, do some airdrop farming, do a little bit of NFT stuff. Meme coins on Solana is pretty fun right now. Literally the other day, I just threw a little bit of money into like a random pre-sale, did like 20x overnight.
Wow.
Had I held it to today, it would have been like 200x, because there was this meme coin that's going viral right now called Book of Memes. It ran from 0 to $1 billion market cap in 3 days. So pretty crazy stuff, how much liquidity there's around there, that space right now. So yeah, there's opportunities everywhere.
Of course, there are some projects like Bored Ape and some they kept better, but still they dropped massively. I mean, everything was at some point down like almost 90%, or if not closer. So this is where you want to go and buy. The idea is to buy the blood in the streets. You want to buy red and sell green, right? I think we will see also a rebound in NFTs and new collection coming up, airdrops. I remember Bonk, when the Solana phone came out, version 1, there was like, I think 30,000 bonks in the phone, and people were buying the phone to access the airdrop.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy. Right?
Yeah, I know. People bought the phone for like $600. It came with like $2,000 worth of airdrops in it. So it's like, okay, make a 3x and you get a free phone. So why not?
Insane.
Yeah.
And only crypto offers you those returns. Like, bear in mind, back in the days when I was looking into investing traditional finance or invest in some sort of like maybe gold, I mean, pulling out 8% a year would have been an absolute banger.
Right.
And then you go overnight, you get a meme coin and you get, I don't know, 20x like this.
Exactly.
Insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. Stock market is boring for the crypto guys. Apparently. It's a lot of fun in the market, but you also need to be very careful, because I mean, you can make 20x overnight, but you can also lose everything overnight. So don't invest more than you can afford to lose.
Yeah, really well said. How would you invest now? Let's say if someone is watching and they have $10,000, so they can scale it up and down. I mean, how would you go about with $10,000 today?
That's a hard question. There's a lot of good coins out there, and you can't own it all with like a fairly like decently like small or mid-sized portfolio. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. So with like $10,000, I would probably try to stick to like between 5 and 10 tokens maybe. Don't really need anything more than that. Try to keep most of your portfolio in like top 50 coins to not take too much risk, but then spend parts of your portfolio, maybe like 30% in like lower caps to get that potential big upside, to catch some of those 10x gains potentially. Yeah, I don't really want to recommend specific coins, but I'm looking a lot in like the AI sector at the moment. As I said, there's a lot of interesting projects out there right now.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't go more than 10, especially because otherwise, if someone is going to pump, you will miss it because it's not going to be big enough to give you any gains. Yeah. I always like to split at least 50% Bitcoin, but I also recognize that if you are someone who has $10,000 and you put $5,000 into Bitcoin, it's not going to give you those returns. They're going to make you, it's a good store of value, I guess, to keep over time. But probably, most likely, there are going to be coins like maybe Solana or within the Solana ecosystem, they will do way more in a smaller amount of time. Right. I think Bitcoin and potentially Sol and Ethereum and maybe Chainlinks and all those are good for someone who wants to put some money down and forget about it for maybe 5 years, maybe even 10 years. I don't know if Solana is going to be around in 10 years, but I know hopefully Bitcoin will be, right? I've seen the top 10 changed so much. So I don't know. I think so. I think it's a good community. Development is flourishing. VC love Solana. Yeah. And I think, to be honest, if Solana would have to die, it would have died when FTX pulled the plug. Yeah. So it shows that they are here to stay, for sure. So it's very likely, but I don't know. Besides Bitcoin, everything else is a question mark. Ethereum itself,
I mean, no one knows.
So maybe, like you said, going in with maybe 5 or 6 tokens could be a good play. I think having some ETH will be a must. I think they're going to be here for sure.
Yeah.
Solana is a good pick. I also like Cardano. It's moving in his own pace, you know.
Yeah.
There is less, probably it's less accessible as opposed to Solana or Ethereum, but they're building. The ecosystem is growing, and I like Charles Hoskinson, massive respect for him. So make sure to purchase things you like and you understand, because there will be points where you will be tested.
Oh yeah, 100%. You need to do your research, because if you just buy some random token and it drops 50% overnight, which could happen, you want to be sure that your investment thesis is right and it's something you believe in, so you don't just panic sell the bottom.
Lots of scammers out there, so be careful. And what I suggest you to do is to separate your long-term investment from your, I want to play with this kind of money.
Yeah,
for example, if you wish to buy some meme coins or some NFTs, which is great, I think you should get some Solana, go on Magic Eden and play with the chain, invest those $20, $50, $100 if you can, because it's by using it that you will get around it. But move away into a different wallet, your long-term savings, stacking thing, right? Because otherwise you'll spend them. It's like going to the casino on a Saturday night with all your money in your pocket.
Right, yeah. Not the smartest thing to do.
Exactly. But if you physically separate them, you have a long storage term plan and a having fun kind of thing. I think it's a good tip, because you can,
I agree. Yeah.
You can separate them.
Definitely a good tip.
Any NFT collection in particular that it got your attention lately?
Not really. I've been picking up some gaming gladiators on Solana, just because they have an upcoming token coming up, and the NFTs comes with some tokens locked in them. So I've been having some of those. I don't know how active you are on crypto Twitter, but NFT Nick or All Nick went viral like last week.
Yeah, I've seen
with his thing, and him and It's Bodega and PO run Bodogos, which is the Solana collection. So I have some of those. I mean, everything's bleeding at the moment, so I'm not trading too actively at the moment. Yeah. But I have a few like long-term bags. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone. I love Twitter. I'm always there. He's gone 100% viral. He even bought a billboard.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man. He's a very funny guy.
Do you know him personally?
I met him in NFT NYC back in 2022, but I don't talk to him often or anything.
Okay, I watch the show every now and then.
Yeah.
Nifty, it's nice. There's a bunch of people talking NFTs. Yeah. And I think, massive respect for you and them, and honestly, all other creators, because making content on NFTs for the past year was an absolute crusade.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It's one of those things you have to juggle in between, doing what you love, but at the same time making sure that there is a market for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, it's tricky.
Yeah, I took a bit of a break myself, just because like no one wanted to see it, so there wasn't really any point in making content around it. But I think content creators are important for the space. I think they bring a lot of new people in. I'll give some credit to people like us.
Yeah, indeed. And thanks, man. It was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Guys, link in the comment down below. Go and check him out, because his channel is awesome and you will miss out otherwise.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.